Richard Mabaso, CEO of Imbumba Foundation. The foundation does 3 programs: Vision 2020, Track for Mandela, and Create Because. We chose LEONARDO because for us it's an iconic building, tallest in South Africa, and we were told that it's the second tallest in Africa. We really thought we wanted to be part of this, the story behind it. They took us through, the history, why, and we said, more especially because our community work is more around empowering, creating hope. So we felt that bringing these young men and women who are between the ages of 19 and 21 to a building like this, they'll get inspired and exactly like this, the iconic building itself. It's a story of hope and it's a story of the future. The banqueting team was amazing. We, and this is the thing. You get young people who, some of them have never been to university. They're fresh out of the trick, and of course they're looking for opportunities. So one of the things is that, it's a few kilometers from here. Some of them come from Alexandria, so they've always seen the building, but they've never been here. So now being here was one thing, but the banqueting, it was just something else, because they then started asking questions. Why are we eating all the time? Because you must understand that for some of these kids, they maybe have 1 or 2 meals per day. And that day, it was like a full day with like 6 meals, and it was amazing. It was incredible. And the team was always there, ready to help. The food was lovely. It was great because, again, I come from a hospitality background. So maybe to give you a bit of an idea, when I completed high school, I didn't have money to go to university. So I was given an opportunity to do hospitality training at our local community game reserve and in Mpumalanga. And for me, it was when you come into the space, obviously there's a lot of new. And I could see this was, I did my training in 2001, and this is almost 20 years later. So for me, it was special and quite emotional to witness 20 years later, these young people experiencing the same thing that I experienced 20 years ago. But one of the things was the food was different, because the food is different from home. But now they say, but it's so nice. And one guy was even saying, I'm eating all of this. I don't even know what it is, but it's so good. It's so nice. It's so filling. So the food was great. The presentation of the food, we even took pictures of it, because I think for me, the food, before you even eat it, it needs to be attractive. And it was exactly that, the presentation and the taste of it. It is remarkable. So the venue was lovely. Obviously, it's social distancing. When we got in at our training room, it was socially distant. People were far from each other, but the room was big enough to accommodate everyone. The facilities in terms of, the projectors, everything is just there. The connectivity. So you basically come in, everything is there. The support that you get from Wi-Fi to your screen projectors, to even the IT guy, he was always there, because when you come to a venue like this, you need to understand that people have got different machines. So in terms of the alignment, maybe my machine doesn't communicate with your projector. But all of those things were done seamlessly. Like within 2 minutes, it was all sorted, and then people could present. So it was lovely. It was beautiful. We still get feedback from the trainees that they just couldn't believe the kind of a service that they got. In fact, they kept asking us, can they stay another day? We said no. But it was that great. Not only that I was happy with the final product, I think I was happy that in the end, we could collaborate with the LEONARDO, with the Legacy Group, to do more for our communities, because we saw that it's not only about the content that was delivered, but it's just being in this ambience where young people feel inspired, young people feel that South Africa can create such a building, a historic building that is going to be known globally. So surely if the Leonardo can create something like this in South Africa, it means for us as South Africans, we can embrace and celebrate this iconic structure. But beyond that, we know that there is a sense of hope and a future for South Africa, that we can dream and create the future that we want to live. Firstly, we will do all of our events at the Leonardo. That's the first one. In fact, for those of you who will be aware that one of our biggest annual events is to climb Mount Kilimanjaro through Trek for Mandela and Summit on Mandela Day. This year, same as 2019, we will be going with Professor Thuli Madonsela. So one of our send-off lunch events, we're planning to host it here before mid-July. So we will be coming here. So before I recommend it to somebody else, I've recommended it to Imbumba team to say, whenever we do our events, they have to be here, and we look forward to be hosting Thuli Madonsela, Professor Thuli Madonsela and the team. And of course, she would be with Sibusiso Vilane, the first Black African to summit Mount Everest twice and to walk to the South and the North Pole unsupported. So we look forward, and I think again it speaks to the iconic nature of the building. So bringing such high-profile figures who have made history in our country, for me, is very special. And of course, the second part of the question is that I would recommend to everyone who not only is looking for the best experience in the conferencing, but also in the history of South Africa, because I think this is a historic building, and also it will definitely be part of our history, to say that the same way that in the era of Nelson Mandela and his comrades to where we are today, they believe that one day there will be a future for South Africa, and I think the Leonardo is part of taking that baton and moving forward to the future that we want to. So if I were to give a parting shot based on this experience, I would like to quote, I won't quote him verbatim because I won't be able to quote him exactly, but recently I went to visit the Robben Island, which was my third visit, and I stood at a photo booth looking at Table Mountain from the other side. Then I remembered the profound words of Nelson Mandela when he said, Table Mountain, to them and his fellow comrades, was a beacon of hope, because it represented the mainland which they knew they would one day return. So I think for me, sitting here today, looking at this iconic building, I'm tempted to say, the same way that Nelson Mandela and his comrades would stand from the other side of Robben Island, look on the other side of the ocean and see the future, this building will, and I do believe that it does even right now, represents the future of South Africa. So one day, I believe and I hope that all of us would sit with all adversities, all challenges. The minute we look up and see the building, we'll remember that there is a hope for a better future in South Africa. Thank you.